All new at 10 tonight, an update on the work to remove the deadly concrete chutes on 85 in Cherokee County. We have been following this story every step of the way for you. And we met up with the State Transportation Secretary in Gaffney today. She was observing that preliminary work, which she says is now about 60% complete. DOT says that they're ahead of schedule with this project, moving quickly after neighbors and elected officials voiced their outrage and their concern over those dangerous and deadly chutes.
Matt Koufax out over off I-85. So Matt, what did the Secretary have to say today about all of this?
Cody, Tori, this all came to a head during that brutal 7-car triple fatal back in July. I caught up with one man tonight who was right behind that wreck and with the Transportation Secretary to see what specifically is being done to make sure it doesn't happen again.
THOMPSON says he was on his way back from Charlotte for work last month when he noticed something odd.
About 30 minutes before I got in, decided to check the map, and that's when I knew that I needed to get off before. Later I found out that it was that awful wreck.
If he had been just a little ahead of schedule that day, he says it might have been a different story.
It could have been me.
He believes things can be much safer, and today we caught up with the state's transportation secretary to ask about their progress in making this happen.
We've got one more lane to pave out here of concrete. We're roughly about 60% complete with all the work that's necessary.
Secretary CHRISTY says they're tracking ahead of schedule on removing the first 5 miles of the chute from exits 81 to 86, but there are certain obstacles.
About 55,000 cars per day travel this section of interstate, including a very heavy amount of truck traffic.
She says finding a way to reroute the traffic through detours goes hand in hand with what they're doing, but progress is steady. Their message in the meantime?
Slow down and pay attention and just be watchful for all the road work that's happening in the area.
Neighbors like Thompson say improvements can't happen soon enough.
That's where our money's going, and people are getting in wrecks and getting injured and getting killed.
Obviously, the Transportation Secretary says they're ahead of schedule, but how far ahead of schedule? That's a question we are working to find the answer to, and we'll update you when we have it. And also, guys, just remember, this is the preliminary work. That's the work that has to be done before they can actually start the physical removal of the chutes. Back to you.
And of course, we'll have continuing coverage on the morning news on Monday morning. In the meantime, you can tune in this weekend on the 10 o'clock news and all the time on our Fox Carolina News app and around the clock on Facebook and YouTube as well.